Welcome back to the Word of Life, dear viewers. Today we'll look at a brave mother in the Bible who made significant contributions to the story of Moses. The story of Moses, one of the most recognized individuals in religious and historical accounts, is incomplete without the amazing lady who impacted his early life, his mother Jochebed. This journey seeks to shine a light on the untold truths of Jochebed's life, examining the courage and resilience she displayed in the face of daunting challenges. We shall discover all aspects of her faith, the depth of her love, and the remarkable lengths she took to assure her child's survival and fulfill a divine mission in this journey through the untold realities of Moses' mother. While the life of Moses and his pivotal role in the liberation of the Hebrew people from Egyptian oppression is widely celebrated and well known, the narrative of his mother remains somewhat in the shadows. Jochebed was a Hebrew woman living in Egypt during a time when the Hebrew people were enslaved and facing harsh oppression. Despite the difficult circumstances, she had faith in God and trusted in His plan. Her faith and trust in God's divine purpose for her son, Moses, ultimately shaped the destiny of the Hebrew people. Exodus 1 verse 16 says, "And he said, when you help the Hebrew women in childbirth and observe them on the delivery stool, if it is a boy, kill him, but if it is a girl, let her live." Pharaoh, Egypt's monarch, makes a chilling proclamation ordering Hebrew midwives to commit murder, specifically targeting male Hebrew children as they are born. This harsh directive is a striking depiction of the Egyptian regime's brutal oppression and fear-inducing techniques against the Hebrews. Jochebed's bravery stood out when the Pharaoh of Egypt ordered the slaughter of all Hebrew infant boys. She refused to comply with this unfair ruling and bravely decided to hide her newborn son for 3 months. Her bravery in the face of a tyrant's command demonstrates the strength of a mother's love and her commitment to defend her kid. During a period of famine, the Hebrews fled to Egypt, where they were welcomed and flourished. They multiplied in number, however, and this became a source of concern for the Egyptian rulers. As a result, the Hebrews were subjected to harsh slavery and oppression. Fearful of the expanding Hebrew population, Pharaoh decided to enslave them by forcing them to work hard labor, build cities, and subject them to harsh conditions. The tyranny of the Hebrew people sets the stage for Moses' and the Exodus story. During this time of tyranny, Pharaoh issued a decree that all Hebrew infant males be slain at birth. This is when the story of Shiphrah and Puah, the Hebrew midwives, comes into play. Pharaoh ordered the midwives to carry out the decree, but they refused. They claimed that Hebrew women gave birth so quickly that they couldn't arrive in time, effectively protecting the male infants. The midwives' actions were an act of civil disobedience and an early example of resistance against unjust authority. The midwives' defiance is an inspiring example of moral courage. They chose the sanctity of life and their sense of justice over the commands of a powerful tyrant. This act of disobedience not only saved many newborn babies, but it also laid the groundwork for the eventual liberation of the Hebrew people. Jochebed, Moses' mother, enters the story at a moment of great tension and oppression. During the time when the decree to kill Hebrew infant boys was in place, she gave birth to a son. Faced with the very real threat of losing her child, Jochebed made the brave decision to hide him for 3 months. This required immense courage, as she had to conceal her child's existence and protect him from the prying eyes of Egyptian authorities. When it became too risky to hide Moses any longer, Jochebed devised a plan to save his life. She wove a papyrus basket and placed her son in it, setting the basket afloat on the Nile River. Miraculously, the daughter of Pharaoh discovered the basket and took the baby into her care. This act of desperation and hope set in motion the chain of events that led to Moses becoming a leader of the Hebrew people. Jochebed's actions are a testament to the power of a mother's love and determination. She was willing to risk her own life to save her son, Moses. Jochebed was willing to be separated from her beloved son so that he could have a chance at life. Her willingness to make such a sacrifice for the sake of her kid demonstrates maternal love and selflessness. Jochebed's love to Moses was unwavering and unconditional. Despite the enormous personal cost, she prioritized her child's well-being before her own goals and demands. Despite being separated from Moses, Jochebed took great care to ensure his safety. By placing him in a carefully constructed basket and setting it afloat on the Nile, she gave him a chance at a better life. Her decision to give up Moses sprang from her faith and trust in God's plan. She believed that her son had a higher purpose and that God would watch over him. Her confidence in divine providence is an inspiration to individuals facing difficult decisions, reminding them to have faith that all will work out for the best, even if it means separation or sacrifice. This encourages us to reflect on the sacrifices made by parents, particularly mothers, for the well-being of their children. It reminds us that love is often expressed through actions that put the needs of loved ones before our own. Jochebed's willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice by entrusting her son to the uncertain waters of the Nile River speaks to the depth of her maternal love and selflessness. Her actions represent a universal and timeless story of a mother's devotion and desire to do all it takes to assure her child's safety and future, even in the face of heartbreaking separation. The story of Jochebed tells us that love knows no bounds. It inspires us to consider the selflessness and sacrifices made by parents, particularly mothers, for their children. It serves as a reminder that love can drive us to make significant sacrifices, and that these sacrifices frequently result in the betterment of our loved ones. Jochebed's faith in God's plan, even in the face of enormous circumstances, is inspiring. It shows us that having faith can bring strength and resilience during difficult circumstances. Trusting in a greater purpose can help us handle life's difficulties with purpose and hope. Though desperate, the act of casting Moses adrift on the Nile is a striking representation of hope. Jochebed's acts, motivated by optimism, set in motion a chain of circumstances that resulted in a brighter future. Her tale inspires us to hold on to hope even in the most terrible of circumstances, knowing that a glimmer of hope can lead to transformation and positive change. Jochebed's strong will to defend her child at all costs motivates us to be tenacious and resilient in the face of hardship. Her experience shows us that even when faced with apparently insurmountable obstacles, determination can lead to imaginative solutions and courageous actions. Jochebed's devotion and sacrifices influenced Moses, who went on to become a great leader. This emphasizes the enormous influence that moms have on the lives of their children. It teaches moms to appreciate the significant impact they may have on their children and instills in all of us the value of caring for and supporting those we love. The tie between a mother and her child is one of the most profound and indefinite in the tapestry of human relationships. It's a love story that spans time, culture, and situation, with threads of sacrifice, commitment, and unconditional support running through it. The story of a mother's love exemplifies the power of selflessness, nurturing, and the great impact a mother's compassion can have on the life of a child. This urges us to respect mothers' great sacrifices and endless love. It exhorts us to celebrate, appreciate, and return the love that has shaped our lives, as well as to instill the same love in future generations. A mother's love story is a timeless reminder that true love has the potential to transform lives and leave a legacy of compassion, strength, and eternal affection. We've begun on a journey through a story that encompasses the very essence of courage, faith, and maternal love by exploring the untold truth of Jochebed, Moses' mother. Her acts in the face of enormous tragedy serve as a timeless reminder that even in the darkest of circumstances, humanity can rise above, demonstrating an unshakable devotion to protecting and nurturing those we cherish. Jochebed's story, though ancient, resonates with us today. It compels us to recognize the sacrifices made by countless mothers and parents who, like Jochebed, put the well-being and futures of their children above all else. It's a testament to the strength of character, the power of faith, and the selflessness that has the capacity to shape lives, change destinies, and inspire generations. As we conclude our exploration of Jochebed's untold truth, we invite you to like and subscribe to our channel to continue discovering more inspiring stories from history and around the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. and we look forward to sharing more remarkable narratives with you in the future. Like and subscribe to stay connected and be inspired.